Hi everyone, it's Mr. Liu. This is page 117. Put on your thinking cap. Challenging practice. It says write a fraction with denominator 9. Okay, so we know our denominator is our bottom number, so we need a denominator of a 9. And the fraction should be less than 1/2, so the fraction is less than 1/2. So let's think about numbers we can put up here. Well, easiest number, if I want a number smaller, I could put the number 1 up here. And we know right now that 1/9 is less than 1/2 because my denominator is greater when my numerators are the same. So basically, I'm going to draw my picture for 1/2. Here's my picture for 1/2, and that's half of it. If I want a picture of 1/9, that means I have to split this up into 9, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So if I want 1/9, I know 1/9 is much smaller than 1/2 because I broke it up into 9 pieces instead of just 2 pieces over here. Alright, number 2. Mark the number lines to help you. So let's look at this. Which is greater, 3/7 or 2/3? So again, we can mark our number lines to show us where 3/7 or 2/3 is. Well, in this situation, what I can do, I can find some equivalent fractions. So 3/7, sorry, 2/3 or 3/7. Okay, let me get some equivalent fractions here. Alright, let's get some equivalent fractions here on the bottom as well. Equals and equals. Here we go. I'll use different colors. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 6, 9, 12. Alright, let's do the bottom. 3, 6, 9, 12, and 7, 14, 21, and 28. Alright, so I know I can compare my fractions if I have the same denominator. And right now, I don't have the same denominator, but I do have the same numerator. So I have 6's at the top, and I have 6/14 at the bottom. And I know that if I have the same numerator, if I have a greater denominator, that means it's a smaller number. Or a smaller fraction, I'm sorry. Because my numerators are the same, they're 6's. My denominator is greater, that means it's smaller. So now I know that here, 3/7 is going to be smaller than 2/3. Okay, 2/3. Because I know that this one is greater. Alright, let's keep going. Which is less, 1/8 or 2/5? So I could do the same thing over here. Let's find some equivalent fractions to 2/5 and 1/8. Now here, I can again try to find the same denominator, but I can find the same numerator up here. So 1, 2, 8, 16. So I can compare right now 2/5 to 2/16. And again, since my numerators are the same, that means my denominator, if it's greater, it's smaller. So I know 2/16 or 1/8 is smaller or less than 2/5. Over here it says order 1/7, 3/5, 3/8, and 8/9 from least to greatest. So again, here we go. We're going to find which is the smallest all the way to the biggest. So again, let's label this up and down, or line this up and down. 1/7, 3/5, 3/8, and 8/9. Let's see where I can put this. Let's put it over here. 8/9. Okay, so let's look at things so far. Well, I know I can compare these two right now. 3/5 and 3/8 because they have the same numerator. They're both 3's. So right now I know that here, because the 3's or the numerators are the same, my 8, which is bigger than 5, this is smaller. So if 3/8 is smaller than 3/5, that means this right here is smaller, or least. Now let's keep comparing. Let's compare 1/7 to 3/8 because I want to find which is the smallest one. I want the least one so far. So if I keep comparing, I know 1/7 is the same thing as 2/14 is the same thing as 3/21. 3/21. So now when I compare 3/21 and 3/8, I know that this right now is smaller than this. So this green one is the least out of all of them so far. So here we go. Now I want to compare 3/21s to 8/9. Well, I know 8/9 is very close to a whole, 9/9, and 3/21 is not even close to a whole. So I know that this number right here, 1/7, is my least. So let's write that in. So 1/7 is my least fraction. So that takes care of this one. I'm going to cross this out right now. Alright, my next least, well, that's 3/8 right over there. So 3/8 is my next fraction. And now I can cross that one out. So now I'm stuck with two of them, 3/5 or 8/9. And if I think about 3/5, 3/5 and 8/9, 3/5 is the same thing as 6/10. And we're going to just use an estimation for this. So 6/10, if I can think about breaking up a piece into 10 pieces, I color in 6 of them, well, that's just a little bit more than half. Over here, 8/9, that's almost the whole thing, so that means 3/5 is smaller than 8/9. So then I have 3/5, and of course my biggest one is 8/9. Okay? And that's page 117.